Hey, it's your girl Ginger Snaps, and we're back for the reality TV mess that is Love is Blind season 5. All right, guys, so just a little bit of housekeeping. So I was going to make a video for the remainder of it was what is it? Love After Blind, whatever it was. After the altar, right? But you know what? I was watching the rest of the episodes. It just got so corny. I was over it. So if you haven't heard by now, your girl Dame Mas Gasolina, Jacquelina, and Joshua, they broke up, which I'm not surprised. I called it. I knew it. That it was just their relationship was a hot mess, I tell you. It was very surface level. um the chemistry between them was based on throwing digs, and that's what Jacquelina thrives on in a relationship, and that's quite frankly sad. I felt really bad for her, and it was just an odd relationship. So right after I think it aired, it was reported that they broke up. I don't know if this was planned, or I don't know if they were upset that they didn't get enough camera time, so they got together to get more camera time, or they saw how popular the others were. But just their relationship wasn't genuine. It was a hot mess. So they've broken up, and all the other couples lived happily ever after. So there wasn't much for me to even report on or to even follow up on. So that's where we left off. So now that's over and done with. Season 4 is a wrap. All right. So now we are on season 5, which I debated if I should even cover it, but I said, you know what? I'm here. I'm chilling. I just had a glass of what is it? Pink Moscato. So I'm feeling nice. I'm off tomorrow. So let's just get to it. I had to watch it a couple of times because y'all, why was there so much crying? Tears galore. It was just this was the most emotionally wrecking first few episodes. People crying left and right, snot over someone you've been talking through a screen. So, we're not there. So I don't know what that feels like. Maybe there is some kind of bond. But my thing is, you need to remain detached from all these situations. Like when I was dating, I'm not dating now, but when I was dating on the apps, I've remained detached because you are meeting people's representatives. So I don't understand why these people just get so attached. It could be the liquor in the gold goblets, them staying up because as we've heard, they're deprived of sleep, or remember all the allegations from last season. I don't know what it is, but these people just get hooked on each other. And I don't know, as like it, not so the men really, it's the women, and we're already emotional beings. So I don't understand why the women don't realize that these men are also talking to several other women. And the thing is, as women, we tend to put all our eggs in one basket. We refuse to not it's not play the field, but we forget that there are other contenders out there. Once we like someone as women, we just stick to that one person and then we're done. No. And I've had to learn for myself. No, you need to have a roster, not necessarily that you're sleeping with all of them, but you are talking to people. You're talking to different people um at the same time, because the way I see relationships are going right now, it's hit or miss. So there is power in numbers to increase your chances of finding someone that you're truly compatible for. All right, so let's hurry up and get to it. And please, guys, help yo girl out. Do not forget to like and subscribe and comment. All right, help a girl out. And I want to actually start posting more videos. I will attempt to do that, especially with this season, because I could tell it's going to be a hot mess. So we're okay. Love is Blind, season 5, episode 1. We have Vanessa Manillo. To me, us 80s babies, we got Vanessa Manillo again, and her husband, 98 Degrees member Nick Lachey. Y'all remember 98 Degrees? It's the hardest thing I'll ever have to do. Go look it up. If y'all listen, y'all Gen Z, we had a time. We had a time in the mid to late 90s. Listen, we had 98 degrees. Christina Aguilera. I'm sorry, this is off topic, but I have to share this with you guys. Britney Spears, NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, those were the top. Then we had Mandy Moore. Remember O Town? We had O Town. Mandy Moore, she had that song, Baby, Will You Walk Me Home? I wanna go all the way alone. I had that on my little I used to burn CDs from LimeWire and Kazaa and Napster. So I had a mix. Mandy Moore was on there. And she had I'm missing you like candy. And then we had Jessica Simpson, who is Nick Lachey's ex-wife. If y'all did not know, now you know. We had her I wanna love you forever. So we had a time in the early mid to late 90s. I was a teenager coming of age, 13, 14, 15 years old when they came out, Spice Girls. So I am just so lucky and fortunate to have lived around that time. Y'all remember Much Music? Much Music. So we had our TRL MTV, that's stateside. Then Much Music was the Canadian version of MTV. So all those groups would tour around the United States and go to MTV, but they also went to Canada and they would be at Much Music too. So we used to watch their program too. Or if you had Optimum, they did have a Much Music channel too. So, oh yeah, and then we had LFO, New Kids on the Block, had a bunch of hits. We had a time. We had a time. But anyways, I digress. So yeah, so we have the Lachey's still around. I thought that petition that I signed would have done something, but apparently not. They're still here. Oh well. So let's start with the beginning with this new group, this new batch of people looking for love. So in the beginning, I was thinking that they have a good mix of ethnicities. So, they all gather, they're in the women's quarters and the men's quarters. And I'm looking around and I see a good mix. Again, I see the Asian, I see the Black women. I see the those of the Caucasoid persuasion. And then we have one spicy Latiner, okay? Latina. We got one spicy one there who is making quite the splash this season. I don't know if there are any spoilers. I didn't go looking. I just wanted to start and just watch. I did not go digging for any other information on what's happening. So we have her. So in the beginning, there's a good mix. Seems like everyone is in their early to mid 30s, some in their 20s. The 20-year-olds, too young. Too young. If this were a dating show, then I would deem it appropriate. We're talking about marriage. Why are you 24, 25, 26 on a show to get married? I personally feel it's too young. I'm sorry. I was engaged 24, married 25. I didn't get to experience shit in my life. Not a damn. I went straight applying lip gloss. I went straight from my parents to my marital household. I never lived alone. This is the first time at damn near 40 I'm living alone. And I just feel it's too young. I really feel like for marriage, if I could do it over, I'd probably get married in my mid 30s. But to each their own. But anyways, so we have some 20, I think Milton, that's his name. He's like 24, 25. And there was another one, Enoch, I think his name is. He's in his 20s as well. Just too young. 29, okay. That's fine. 24, 25, listen, go. You're not done. First of all, your frontal cortex is not even fully developed yet until you're 25. So what are you doing there at 24 years old? 23. Haitians say milk isn't even done drying in your nose. It's a saying. I don't know. I feel like it means you're still infantile. Let poco mem fin session anel. It just means, you have a lot of growing to do. So anyway, so of course everyone's in the pods, and we have weird conversations in the beginning, weird questions. We have someone who's burping. We have the Latina accent, and we have these cerebral, like Uche. So okay, we have a potential fuck boy. All right, that's what I'm seeing on these social media streets. I, for one, don't think Uche is a fuckboy. I think he's rather cerebral. But in any case, we have Uche, who's I think one of the I want to say the popular ones this season. So where are we? Okay, so we have Uche, and then we have damn, what's her name again? Lila, the spicy Latina. What's her name? Hold on, guys. Let me look up her name. Lydia. Lydia. That's such a Hispanic name. Lydia. And I'm going to be making fun of the Hispanic accent a lot because I come from a family where we have strong Caribbean, Latin-based accents. Okay. I have Latinas in my family, Hispanics in my family as well. I'm around those accents all the time. So please do not get offended. Okay. It's just what we do as Caribbean kids. We make fun of accents. Um, so yeah, so Lydia hasn't had much luck in the dating scene, and a lot of the men can't understand her accent. Seems like she hits it off with Milton. So Lydia is 30, Milton is 24, 25. Again, way too young, but they hit it off. They're both nerds, and they bond over sedimentary rocks. Okay. Milton, his highlight was he has a polarizing microscope in his house, which I rolled my eyes because, as you guys know, I myself am a scientist. I'm scoping all day long. So to come home and hear about scopes and shit, I was like, man, fuck this. I just rolled my. I'm like, I can't. All day long, I'm staring into microscopes. I just, but whatever. So they're nerds and they are attracted to each other. However, Lydia is also attracted to Izzy. Izzy to me is the best looking guy. His name is short for Ismael. Is Izzy Latino? I didn't catch that. I know he said he was tossed around family, or he had just met his father and they taught him bachata and merengue and salsa. I don't know. I can't. It's he seems not Latin, Latino, but white identified. I don't know. But Lydia is smitten with Izzy. Izzy, on the other hand, is feeling her too, but he wants to see what's out there. He was not in, he was like, yeah, you good too, but yeah, let me go over here and check out these other chicks, okay? But Izzy to me is a front runner. He's the best looking one. I like his personality. I think he is 29. But anyways, so Izzy, yeah, he got a bald head. I'll pet that bald head. Can I pet that bald head?
Pet that dog?
No.
Can I pet that dog?
No, he's
Can I
sleeping.
pet that dog?
Let me stop. This Moscato is doing a number on me. Anyway, so Izzy, yeah, he's a front runner. He looks good. So Izzy, I think, hit it off also with Stacy. And Stacy, I didn't get her age. Is she in her 20s? I'm not sure. All the ages are a blur to me. And she has a point system, which is corny. Listen, everyone is trying to develop various dating strategies and dating techniques. You can have a point system all you want. You can have a list all you want. At this point, it's hit or miss with relationships. It either works or it doesn't. The person can have everything on your list and it still doesn't work out. The person may not be your type and not, check off all the boxes on your list. And you guys may spend a lifetime with each other. That's what I'm learning now. So all these, different tricks and things that we're trying to come up with to increase our chances of a successful relationship, it's just futile. It's futile. It doesn't work. And to me, it's kind of artificial as well. So right now too, I'm in the mode of I'm not chasing anything. I'm looking for something genuine to happen. And if it happens, okay. If it doesn't, fine. None of these strategic and dating techniques and nah. So Stacy, give it up. But anyway, she has a point system and she seems like she's kind of wild and crazy. So her and Izzy hit it off. Also, there's a Johnny, yes, Papa. That's her name, Johnny, which is, I don't know what it's short for. Johnetta. I have no idea. I want to say she's 30 as well, and she is a lawyer. She seems like she has a lot of issues. Of course, I think she started crying. I can't take the tears, y'all. I cannot take the tears. Listen, I don't want to be unsympathetic because I spent like a good 3 years crying nonstop. But I had catastrophic things happen to me. You talking about these niggas out here and failed relationships and you're crying? Listen, these dudes ain't crying over us. They are not crying over us. Every time I turn around on this first episode, somebody crying. What the heck? I don't know, man. It wore me out. Shit drained me. Shit. So she starts crying about her. I think she was married before, and her apparently Johnny's mom tried to play her and say she's not meant to be in a relationship. Girl, listen, a man's not everything. I'm learning. Yes, we would like to have companionship. We shouldn't internalize what people say to us, because when you internalize it, that becomes your fear. So you're running off of that fear. And when you put so much energy into things, it will come into fruition. That's what I think. So you have to learn to reject what people say. We got to learn to reject. Let me turn this heat off. We got to learn how to reject what people say and rebuke what people speak over our lives. Can I get an amen? All right. So yeah, so Johnny again crying, but they seem to hit it off as well, her and Ismael. Um then we have Taylor. Taylor was, I think she's 25 and she's a teacher. And her and JP hit it off. JP is a firefighter. They seem to really be into each other. And that's it. I mean, they were just talking to each other. I didn't really see Taylor or JP talking to anyone else. So now we have our African brother, Oluwauchi. I don't even know if that's his real name. Oluwuchi. I believe he's Nigerian. He's very cerebral. I like that he's articulate, and he is a lawyer who owns a software company. So it's giving Kwame. But Kwame was Ghanaian. But anyway, same difference. So he was talking to this other Nigerian girl named Miriam. Now, Miriam, I'm sorry, red flags galore. She is inarticulate and she was being coy about her profession. She was supposed to go to medical school, story of all of our African and Caribbean lives, but she opted for a profession in chemistry. All right, fine. So the natural question is, oh, what do you do in chemistry? And even I was like, what do you do? Because, she's a scientist. So, I wanted to see what line of in science, in what industry did she work? She said she worked in several industries. Okay. It was just so vague because are you in pharmaceutical? Are you in clinical, excuse me, diagnostics? Are you in research? Girl, it's not a hard question. Tell us what you do. Uche trying to get to know you and what your line of work is in. She was like, "Oh, I've done a variety of industry." All right, fine. So then he's like, what do you do now? Oh, but now she teaches overseas. Oh, where? Oh, the Middle East. Oh, Oh, she says, yeah, but I'm moving back home. Oh, when are you moving back? Oh, in 2 weeks, I'll be back in Houston. Oh, so when you're in Houston, what will you be doing? Oh, I'm already in Houston. This girl was scatter brained. I couldn't keep up. Listen, let me tell y'all something. Yes, as science geeks and nerds and stemmers, we can be a little quirky and weird at times. I've been described as weird, antisocial. We're in our heads a lot, but you need to be able to converse with people and not be so evasive. All her answers were evasive. So then he asked, "What are you going to be doing when you move back?" And she said she's doing some kind of focusing on her skincare brand. So he's asking, "Okay, what kind of skincare? Like, are you selling dermatology?" She was like, "No, something of a particular composition." I said, wait, what? All right. When she said that composition and she was being coy and she was being weird about it, I said, "Is this girl selling like coochie perfume?" She has to be. So she must be selling like some pheromones. Okay. So I don't know if you guys have heard, there are like, oh my, I don't even know how to say this, but dab. Okay. All right. Let me, I'll break it down. So there's this thing that went viral on TikTok where I think they called it dabbing. So basically, to attract the opposite sex, this is what women were doing. They were, how do I say this, taking samples from their bodily excretions, vagina, and they would dab it like perfume on their neck, behind their ears. And that is, oh my God, I still can't believe I'm saying this. And that attracts the opposite sex, the men, because yes, our secretions have hormones and it has pheromones. This is a very real thing. It is a very real thing. It can, because when you're aroused too, men can smell it. Men can, especially when we are fertile women and we are ovulating, men can smell your arousal through your pants. So that's where my mind went to, because I'm like, why are you being so secretive, girl? And she said something about a secretive composition. That's the only secretive composition I have, unless she came up with some kind of formula for an IP, intellectual property, something trademark that she didn't want to discuss yet. I don't know. But she was very weird. And I don't think we saw her after that. She was so weird. But anyways, so that was the end of Uche and Miriam's conversation. Um, so then now we go to Uche and Aaliyah. So your love is a one in a million. It goes on and on. That's another one of our 90s icons. Aaliyah. All right. So they hit it off. Uche and Aaliyah hit it off. But as we know, as you guys have heard already, it shit got weird. Okay. And now we go back to Ismael, who is really starting to feel Stacy more than the other girls, because Stacy is loud and boisterous. Listen, people are attracted again to your representative. How you see that person, they're loud, they're boisterous, they look like a good time. Yeah, 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 yeah. That's not how marriage is gonna be. I think people see certain characteristics in someone and think, okay, for the rest of their lives, they have to stay that way in order for the relationship to survive. And people don't realize that we are dynamic human beings. We change over time. We change over time. But this is why there is majority of relationships fail, because that initial spark and that initial um attraction and what attracted you to that person, it fades over time. It does. But anyways, he like it, I love it, girl. Anyway, so I'm at Taylor. Who is Taylor again? Oh, Taylor and JP. They're kind of boring to me. Taylor and JP, the firefighter and the teacher, but I can see them having like the white picket fence and You know, the little cottage home with three kids. One's a teacher, one's a firefighter. They're really ho hum. But you know what? Let's see if they got married. I don't know. But so Taylor states, as long as people are in love, then sex shouldn't be a problem. Then I remembered this girl is 25 years old. Girl, you have no idea how wrong you are. I used to think the same way. I used to think the same way. I overlooked many things in the name of love. And Taylor, I am here to tell you, you better fucking get the bottom of your coochie knocked the fuck out. If that nigga can't do anything for you, make sure he can at least do that. Fuck that shit. It's just amazing how our mindsets change as we get older. All I know is she's in for a rude awakening. Taylor, man, I'll see you in 20 years. See how you feel about it. So then we have Stacy and Lydia. Yes, our feeling Izzy. Now, here we go. Here's the first rejection. Ismael rejects Lydia. Lydia goes into telenovela mode. Lydia, hi. Yeah, yeah. Oh, no, she was devastated. Again, why are you putting all your eggs in a basket? She was feeling two people, but she had all her hopes and aspirations into Izzy. Izzy was talking to like three girls he was feeling. Three girls. You don't see him all beside himself. We need to be more like these men. We have to be. This girl falling all over herself. It was just, I was like, man, just Lydia, she was devastated. And then she starts sobbing in the hallway. And it's mortifying. I was looking at her, I was like, how embarrassing. You see, as a Caribbean, and I keep coming back to this because this is what I've grown up. It, when I saw that scene and then I put myself in her shoes, I can see my mother looking at me and thinking, what a disgrace. Because we're taught, and I even know in other cultures too, you do not open yourself up like that to men. You can have deep feelings for a man, but you can never leave yourself open like that. When you open yourself up, I don't even know how to describe it. It doesn't soften the man's intentions or opinion towards you. It doesn't. They could give two fucks about all that. They don't give a fuck. You cry, at least, girl, at least like save your tears and that reaction for when you're alone. But when you show the guy that you're affected, oh, quelle honte. That's what I could hear my mom saying, quelle honte. That's what I even said, quelle honte. You know what that means? How embarrassing. Oh, and that's ingrained in my mind because my mom would be anything I did, or I remember I had a crush on someone and I was like, oh, he doesn't like me. My mom was like, oh my God, Kellogg, oh God. Since then, I was like, man, hell, I will not let that be me. Absolutely not. So, 30 years old, falling beside yourself over a dude that you barely know. Oh, quelle honte. Oh, God, girl, get a grip. You got to keep it poker face with these dudes, okay? So she like a telenovela, like Univision. When I used to watch some of those shows, they were so dramatic. No, did I watch Univision? Was it Univision? Telemundo. Yeah, Telemundo. I used to watch some of those. So dramatic. So dramatic. And Ligia she put on a performance for us. Anyways, so I feel bad for her, but it is what it is. So Aaliyah we're back to Aaliyah and Uche. They're talking about deal breakers. Uche then asks, they're talking about lying or whatever, and he asks her, have you lied or whatever. Aaliyah then admits that she did cheat on one of her past partners, and she never told him, it was just once. And Uche, a lot of people could see this as he was judging her. Maybe he was a little bit, but I feel like his line of questioning was thought provoking to her, because we don't know if Aaliyah ever felt bad for what she did. And I feel like, and he was interrogating her, but not in a malicious way. I feel like, again, it was just a conversation. He'd be a good therapist, because they were unpacking, basically. They were unpacking, and I feel like the more and more he questioned her, the more she felt remorse. I don't think she ever really felt bad, because she kept saying my needs, my feelings, because I guess the dude couldn't knock the bottom of her pussy out. That's a major problem in these female streets. Some of these niggas ain't hitting it right. However, me myself personally, I would never cheat on a dude who couldn't do for me, who couldn't blow my back out. She cheated, basically ended up cheating on her man because he couldn't give her what she needed. He couldn't satisfy her. So Uche, of course, that's a red flag. I listen, a lot of people may think otherwise. Yes, it is her past, but I don't know if you've learned from it. Do you have remorse? Did you ever hold yourself accountable? She never told him, her ex-boyfriend. He's finding out with us. How embarrassing. So then Aaliyah then breaks down, and of course, more waterworks. I couldn't take it this episode. Starts crying. She feels judged. I think she was just crying. It was a lot. And I don't know if that was a tactic to divert the gravity of what she did. She was diverting it to him judging her, which I don't think he was judging her. I really don't. He just wanted to see how she felt. Did she hold herself accountable? But again, and you know what? That's what narcissists do. They will change the situation, manipulate it, gaslight, and divert. So then you end up looking like the bad guy. When you need to pause, when you're dealing with narcissists, you let them get it all out. Okay, get this charade all out. All right. Now let's go back and talk about it some more. Why didn't you break up with him? And that's what Uche said. Okay. She was like, what should I have done? I have needs too. You should have fucking broke up with him. I agree. I agree. Break up with him. Why? Like, why? It was, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't know what the general consensus is. I don't feel he was judging her. The only thing is, I know some people say it's her past, but sometimes old dad habits die hard. I used to think, once someone cheats and they apologize and they act like they've turned a new leaf, it's bullshit. Once a cheater, you have the propensity, almost always is a cheater. That's what I've learned. I am learning now. They won't hesitate. So it's a cause for concern. So now we have another telenovela scene. All right, Aaliyah bursts into the woman's quarters when she leaves the deliberations with Uche. Here we go, guys. All right, here we go. Here we go. I'm sorry. This shit was funny. Listen, she's sobbing. All the girls are just watching. I was cracking up the whole time because Lydia was like, "What? What's the matter? What's the matter? What's the matter? Who do it to you, mommy? Who do it?" She said, "Oh, Che." She said, "Oh no, mommy. Hey, tranquilo, tranquilo. Espérate, espérate. Hey, mami. Listen, listen, listen. Escúchame, escúchame. You are beautiful. Qué bonita, mi amor. Oh, he does not deserve you, mommy. You are too good for him. He does not have the right over you to judge you. Espérate, mami. You just like me. You and me. Ebony and Ivory. Live together in harmony, mamisita. Don't listen to him. You just like me. You see me, I'm a spicy Latina. You a spicy negrita, mommy. Oh, mommy. And then Estefania is on the side just looking like. I think that was Estefania. I was dying. She just paused. She was, that Kevin Hart meme, just looking. That's how she was looking at both of them. It's like literally she was watching a scene. And then Lydia, yes, mommy, no, you just like me. Sí, mami, sí, Guantanamera. Esta negra, tenga tumbao, mami. And then the scene ends. Bravo. I was dying. I said, oh shit. We are in for some fuck shit this season. And note, when she said, Uche, did you see Lydia's reaction? All right, guys, story developing. I'm drained already, but we're gonna keep going. I'm gonna try to commit to doing more of these. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Please, mamacita, papacito, please like and subscribe for your girl, Ginger Snaps. And I will see you when if I ever get to episode 2 of season 5 of Love is Blind. All right, guys. Bye.